Hi there and welcome to the Idiomas YouTube channel. Today we will be looking at some tips, phrases and vocabulary for having phone calls in business English. We will be covering the following: general tips to help make phone calls easier, greetings, troubleshooting different scenarios and saying goodbye. So let's start with our general tips to set you up for a successful phone call in English. Firstly, find a quiet place where you can focus and hear well. Speak slowly and clearly on the phone to get your message across. This will hopefully encourage the other person to do the same. Write a list of key points you need to discuss to ensure you don't forget anything. Show the other person on the phone that you are listening and paying attention by giving verbal cues such as sure, absolutely, and I see. Perfect, now we are ready to start the call. There are several ways we can greet someone when receiving a phone call. For example, "Hi there, Rachel speaking. May I ask who is calling?" Or, "Good morning, how can I help you?" Alternatively, if you are the person making the phone call, you may want to greet with one of the following phrases. "Hi there, it's Francis calling from the Paris office." Or, "Morning Claudia, it's Steve calling. Sorry to disturb you. Is this a good time for a quick catch-up?" If you need to ask to speak to someone, you could use one of the following options. "Good afternoon, I was hoping to speak to Louise if possible." Or, "Hi there, could you put me through to Anthony in the marketing department?" Now that we are speaking to the right person, let's see how we can navigate other scenarios that may occur during this call. Do you have some phrases that you can say if you don't understand, or if you can't hear what the other person is saying on a phone call? If not, you can practice using one of the following. "Sorry, I didn't catch what you just said. Can you repeat that?" Or, "Just to clarify, did you say that?" You may also be in a situation where the person you wish to speak to over the phone isn't available. In this instance, you could use one of the following phrases. "Can I leave a message for her?" Or, "Could you ask him to call me back, please?" In some scenarios, you may be speaking to someone who sounds upset or frustrated, and it can be very difficult to handle this type of interaction over the phone. Here are a few ways of managing this type of obstacle. "I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps I can help by..." Or, "I understand you're frustrated. Hopefully we can resolve that today." Sometimes we find ourselves in conversations which go off topic and the phone call takes longer than we anticipated. If you are short for time, you may want to politely redirect the conversation so that you can return to the main point of the call. Here are some ways we can do so. "Anyway, the reason I called is..." "Before I forget, I wanted to talk about..." And so, as I was saying, once you have covered the main topic of the phone call, you may wish to clarify some details or add further information. Here are some ways we can do so. "Could you perhaps provide me with a few more details?" Or, "I'd like to clarify something. When you mentioned, did you mean..." By committing to carrying out an action or task, you are showing the other person on the call that you are reliable and invested in a positive outcome. Here are some potential phrases to use to express this. "I'm going to look into that right away and get back to you by..." Or, "How about we schedule a follow-up call to discuss this further?" The time has come to end the call. Of course, you will want to do so in a polite and professional way. So let's see some potential phrases. Thank you so much for your time today. I really value your insight. It was great speaking with you. Let's touch base again soon. A great way to practice using these phrases is by doing a role play with a colleague or friend. This way you can both practice implementing the different phrases. Remember, if you are still feeling nervous about making a phone call at work, you can always write down our favourite tips and phrases from this video to make sure you manage to incorporate them into your communication. Thanks again for joining us for another video at the IC Idiomas YouTube channel. Remember, if you found this video useful, please feel free to click on the like and subscribe button below, followed by the bell icon to be notified of any new content. We hope to see you again soon, and happy practicing.